A new study from the government tells us what most middle-class families already know. Your net worth is way down. In fact, the recession wiped out 2 decades of accrued wealth for the typical household. So, with the down housing market and recent stock market slides, how can you build wealth these days? We brought in our financial expert, Joe Bert, with some ideas for all of us. Good morning, Joe. Always great to see you. Thanks for coming in. All right, the numbers are staggering. When you look at how much people are down, family net worth down 40% since 2007. Median net worth for a household, 2007, $126,000. By 2010, that number almost dropped in half, or actually a little more, to $77,000. How do you build wealth? What can you do at this point?
Well, the first thing you have to have is patience. And the numbers that you just described really revolve around people's equity in their homes. If you look at the stock market since the recession started in 2008, 2009, it's nearly doubled. The stock market has improved, but most of this loss in wealth is in your home. And if you're living in a home now and you're happy where you live, even if you're underwater, don't be running off doing a short sale. Don't be thinking about defaulting because you screw up your credit forever. But let's get back to about the building wealth. It's one step at a time. And as we said in the break, what you want to do is use your 401k to its max, use an IRA if you don't have a 401k, and look for growth. Don't be putting your money in fixed income, in bonds, those kinds of things for the short term. You want to think long term. Successful investors think long term, and they ignore the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month gyrations that we see in the stock market.
You talked about how it's going to really mess up your credit if you have to do a short sale or something like that. But Joe, I mean, to be honest, so many people have bad credit right now because of the downturn. It's almost as if people are looking at us in a different light, that the credit scores don't matter as much as they used to.
Well, there's no question, Amy. It's tough to borrow money today. You have to have a great credit score. If you want to buy a house, it's very difficult. But I think these things will change over time. We're going through a very, very difficult patch right now with what's going on in our economy and the world economy. There's a lot of shakiness with the new regulations that have come down. The Frank Dodd bill's made it very difficult for banks to lend money. But I think this is going to change. And the key is to hang in there and stay out of debt. You know, you destroy your wealth by going into debt. And people living on a credit card, paying those high interest rates is one of the quickest ways to ruin yourself financially.
All right, what do you say to the folks who say, you know what, Joe, I just can't afford to save anything right now. I'm living day to day.
Well, if you can't afford to save anything right now, at least try to stay out of debt. Try to cut your bills and stay off that plastic because that's the killer.
All right, Joe Bert, always good to talk to you.
You too.
Really appreciate your time.